Hey folks, this is a video that JPGS has requested for quite a while, so I'm finally getting around to it. And today we are going to look at all the Techno Zombies games, the entire Techno Zombies franchise, everything having to do with Techno Zombies or related to Techno Zombies, or even just in the same universe as Techno Zombies. We are going to explore that world in those games. Let's do this. For those of you who are in the audience like, what is Techno Zombies? Well, I will tell you right this very second. Techno Zombies is a paper computer game series started by me. Basically, the Techno Zombies games are set in an alternate universe in which the Earth has been, or at least large portions of it, have been infected by a zombie virus. It's a zombie apocalypse universe, basically. But within that, the Techno Zombies games are about a special type of zombie that has been, where zombies have been merged with technology. So, like, you got zombies mixed with robot parts, machinery. I created the very first Techno Zombies game, but did I really start it? Because you see, the first Techno Zombies, little known fact, was actually a spin-off of another paper computer game. And that game was called Project Z. That was the game that started this whole universe, and it was a game created by Salmon the Fish PCG. Before that was the name of his channel. Now, Project Z has never been released publicly or played, but there was this trailer released. Now, this trailer gives us the basic idea of what Techno Zombies is about, and Salmon has given me some extra details as well. So in Project Z, you play as Jay, who's coming to try to find a cure to the zombie virus, which is devastating the planet. He's coming in a helicopter, but a mutant zombie is able to shoot down his helicopter. He survives the crash, and luckily, Jay is taken in by a local safe house. But from there, he's got to do more. He's got to survive and find the cure to the virus. So according to Salmon, this was going to be a survival-style game where you have to go out and kill many, many zombies. So that sounds pretty epic already. It would have been cool to see the game released. I would have wanted to know what happens and you know, what is going on with this whole zombie virus. According to Salmon, there's a scene where you enter a building and the door shuts behind you, and the whole building is a puzzle that you have to solve. But apparently there was no end to the plan, so we'll never know what that's about. The first actual Techno Zombies game was made by me, and I immediately knew I wanted to set it in the same exact universe as Project Z. Now, this game came about because I did a challenge. Somebody challenged me, and I had 1 hour to make a zombie survival themed paper computer game in an hour. So I was up to the challenge. I said, all right. I did it on a live stream so you could see I took exactly an hour to make that game.
Honestly, I think this challenge is going to be pretty easy, but I guess we'll see. Maybe I shouldn't be so cocky. Maybe I shouldn't be so confident. And then we're going to have another screen, and that's going to be... It's going to be another Techno Spider. And if you get to the final screen, I didn't make it. I was so close.
So I'm thinking, all right, I want to make a zombie game, but I don't want to do just an ordinary zombie game. I want a twist. I want to add something to it. I want to do something different, right? Then I thought of it. Techno Zombies. You know, you gotta add the techno. You know, you need the technology. That's what it's all about. Technology. I wanted to set it in the same universe as Salmon the Fish's game because, I don't know, I like shared universes. Shared universe! Yeah! You know, I was looking forward to that game at the time, you know, and I'm thinking, like, what else is going on in this zombie-infested universe? You know, there has to be more stories that haven't been revealed. There's more things going, you know, like, this is a big universe. There's more than just one. In any world, there's more than one story happening there. Always, you know, so I wanted to explore another side of this zombie-infected universe that we haven't seen before. but I wanted to make it as weird and wonky as possible, so that's why you get, like, the zombie vending machine and the zombie TV. Like, the original idea was, like, that's what it was gonna be. It was gonna be, like, weird household appliances all mixed with zombie, you know, zombies stuff. But then it branched out pretty quickly into some, like, serious enemies, like the Techno Zombie spiders, which are also kind of hilarious, like, just because that's their official name, Techno Zombie spiders. Flamespot was none too happy with the Techno Zombie spiders, as I recall. So the first Techno Zombies game is about this guy named Phil. Phil is just trying to survive in the zombie-infested, you know, city, and he's looking for the quietest part of the city, the part with the least amount of zombies, and he just wants to hole up until this whole thing is over. Hopefully he thinks life will eventually go back to the way it was before. So he finds himself in this building, he goes inside, and it seems like at first like there's no zombies, but pretty soon, oh no, there's zombies. He tries to leave, but he can't. There's like zombies outside. So because I had to do this in an hour, the first game was pretty simple. You know, it's basically just there's 3 paths you can go. Each path is a series of, like, this is basically set in an old mansion in the city. At the end of each passage is a boss, and you have to beat all 3 bosses. That was it. Spoiler alert, you guys. Spoilers. Yeah, you get Tutorial Bot as the final boss of the game. Because Tutorial Bot is now a Techno Zombie himself. He's been merged with zombie flesh and turned into a Techno Zombie. I played the game with Sam on the Fish PCG, that'll be linked in the description, which is fitting because he's the one who started that universe. That proved to be an influential game more than I anticipated, because it was one of my paper computer games to be adapted by somebody else into another medium. JPGS took that game and adapted it into a comic book series. This comic series was called Techno Zombies. Like any good adaptation, this comic was not exactly the same as the game. It changed a couple of details here and there. It added some interesting things, like this robot scanning him when he first comes in the mansion, which is pretty awesome. And this design for the Techno Zombie spider, I must say, is pretty darn awesome. Unfortunately, this comic has never been released on the PCG shop, and there was a second issue planned. You can see this cover on the video for the first one, but that game was never released, and this whole project was scrapped. JPGS would later remake this as Techno Zombie Season 1, which I'll get into later in the video, but that was the end for this comic, and it's only available in the form of this video. It's so tantalizing, though. What might have been? Who is this guy on the cover? What is this? What would have happened in the second issue of Techno Zombies? I mean, it's probably the same as what did happen in Techno Zombies Season 1, but still, you know, you'll never know. The lack of knowledge is killing me. That inspired me to start work on Techno Zombies 2. Now, Techno Zombies 2 was going to be totally different. First of all, because I didn't have only an hour to make it. I actually got to spend time making it. The second game starts right where the first game left off, with Phil having been taking refuge in this building after having beaten all the Techno Zombies. He thinks he's safe for the time being, until the ground starts to rumble and the whole building, or like something under the building, takes off, just shredding the building as it lifts into the air. This is an airship, and it's flying through the air. Phil barely survives by getting inside it. So the rest of the second game takes place inside that airship as it's flying through the sky, and he's, you know, trying to find out what's going on and trying to survive. The zombies, the Techno Zombies that are populating this ship, though, are different from the ones that he's encountered before. Some of these can actually talk. They have varying degrees of sentience, but also there's sort of like zombie flesh that's sort of infesting the entire ship. It's not just individual zombies now. There's like zombie flesh going throughout the walls and everything. And the zombies on this ship seem to have some sort of like a hive mind. Or at least they have some sort of access to each other's consciousness. We get to see the Techno Zombies version of one of Chris's classic characters, Farzakan, my nemesis, who sucks. I hate him. But anyway, in this universe's version of him, he's a Techno Zombie. So yeah, we see Farzakan, but also we see that Phil makes a zombie friend. Like there's a Techno Zombie who's actually not evil. He's not against the humans. He's seems to be a pretty good dude, even though he looks like the most menacing of them all because he's like 9 feet tall and he's got a bazooka attached to his arm. He's kind of like Nemesis from Resident Evil 3. He's actually a pretty chill dude, you know? He's a pretty chill guy, you know? Like, so he actually is like the first real ally you get in this entire franchise. On the bridge of the ship, we find that there's a giant zombie brain with its tentacles wormed all into the ship's systems, and it's controlling where the ship is flying. Now, this ship is actually armed, and it's shooting missiles at all the human survivors throughout the city. Phil actually had to get to the weapons console and stop the ship from shooting down a helicopter, which was carrying Jay from Project Z. So that establishes that this game takes place like during or right before the first Project Z game. So I guess the first Techno Zombies was like a prequel. This game is like before and leading into the beginning of Project Z. So yeah, shared universe, you guys. Anyway, it's only because of Phil that he stops the ship from shooting down the helicopter, and that's what saves Jay. Now, we don't know if Jay is actually going to be able to find the cure for the zombie virus overall, but if he does, it'll be because of the events of Techno Zombies 2, because his life was saved by Phil. Yeah! And then again, we don't know what happens in the rest of Project Z. Maybe Jay will return the favor and save Phil's life at some point. Certainly, if he finds the cure for the zombie virus, that would be saving Phil's life for sure, as well as everybody else's lives who's still alive. The game ends with Phil sort of convincing the zombie brain to turn around and take him to the guy who created the Techno Zombies to begin with. Now, bear in mind, this is not the person who created the zombie virus necessarily, right? Because the zombie virus and the Techno Zombies are separate. Like, Techno Zombies are zombies who are infected with the zombie virus, and then somebody built technology into them or combined them with technology. So that's two separate things, like two ideas or two things combined together. Will there be a Techno Zombies 3? Will we find out what happens? That remains to be seen. Around this time, JPGS made another adaptation of the original Techno Zombies. This one is called Techno Zombies Season 1. This is once again a comic, but you can watch his video version of it. Basically, once again, he reads it with voiceovers and sound effects and music, and it's awesome. It's amazing. Like that is the best way to experience it.
Techno Zombies Season 1. This is a main character. Hello? What the heck? A vending machine?
But the comic itself is also available on the PCG shop, which you should definitely also check out. That'll be linked in the description as well. Once again, the comic does make some changes from the game, but it's really effective at conveying like the like who the characters are, the bosses, the zombie TV is great, and his fight with Tutorial Bot, awesome. So yeah, it is a fantastic, very faithful, accurate adaptation of the game. And then finally, JPGS took the franchise in a different direction with Techno Zombies Mobilized. Now, Techno Zombies Mobilized is unlike the first two Techno Zombies games. It's sort of a swamp survival style game. Basically, it's single player. You decide where you're going to go and what you're going to do yourself, and you kind of make up the obstacles that confront you. This game is set in the city of Lore, which now JPGS in his Techno Zombies Season 1 comic named the city Lore.
The City of Lore.
Which, by the way, in his first comic he had called it Techno Town.
Techno Town 2025. The population is only 5 people.
But by the second comic, he renamed it to Lore. So I guess that seems to be the canonical name for the city where all these Techno Zombies games are taking place, according to Techno Zombies Mobilized. Now, once again, we play as a different character. This is not Jay from Project Z, and it is not Phil from the first two Techno Zombies games. This is a new character, and he doesn't have a name because in this game, the player gets to name their own character. So this is a completely new character, and he's trying to survive and explore around the city of Lore and the outskirts of it, you know, sort of like forested regions. There's a lighthouse, there's a factory, there's a campground. And in this area, we're going to discover some interesting secrets, and there's some Techno Zombie universe versions, infected universe versions of more PCG characters. In the first Techno Zombies game, we met the infected universe version of Tutorial Bot. Then in Techno Zombies 2, we met Farzakan. Now, in Techno Zombies Mobilized, for the first time, well, first of all, Techno Zombie Farzakan makes a reappearance from Techno Zombies 2. So he's back, so shared universe! And second of all, we meet the infected universe version of Zack. Zack is a guy in trouble, and during the course of this game, the player has to help him and save him. But even though during the end of JPGS's playthrough, spoiler alert, don't watch for spoilers, Zack does get killed by the zombie fat guy, because that's right, that's the final PCG character, infected universe version, is the zombie fat guy. Now, the zombie fat guy is absolutely monstrous. He's giant. He seems to be protected by some sort of a force field, and he is the final boss of the game. So that is an epic battle. But it seems like at the end of the battle, that actually brings a nice end to this whole infected universe, at least for now, because at the end of the game, destroying this power plant for some reason seems to, at least temporarily, end the zombie virus. Like, a lot of the zombies around the area, at least, start reverting back to humans. Oh, I don't really understand why. That's not revealed, I don't think. But after all of that, like, there is at least finally some relief in all of these marauding techno zombie, nightmares. So that is the closest thing to an ending the franchise has right now, but I think that that's not all there is to it. I think there is more to this story, and I would love to see it grow. So if any of you guys have any ideas on how to make your own Techno Zombie game, I would love to see this series expand further. I want to know more of what happens in this world. There is always more to do in this universe, Like, who created the Techno Zombies and why? Where'd they come from? Where'd the zombie virus come from? Does Jay succeed in finding a cure? What happens after the humans start reverting back? Is there, how many people are saved? Does it expand? I mean, there's so many questions left unresolved, and there's so much more that can be done in this universe.
Techno Zombies are coming.
So that is the Techno Zombies franchise for now. That's all I've got for you guys for today. But thanks so much for watching, guys. This was a fun video to make. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, thanks for watching, and PCG you later.